A warm welcome back to KTN Business Today. We now want to talk matters tourism. And tourism players are upbeat of an uptick in tourist arrivals, even as the US dollar continues to strengthen against the Kenya shilling. The shilling is presently trading at about 104 against the greenback, having shed off following a spike in the dollar demand. In an exclusive interview with the president of the American Society of Travel Agents, Samson Some, Kenya stands at a vantage point of regaining its shine as a key destination for tourists from America, even as the country prepares to host the ASTA Forum beginning tomorrow.
2017 is a profound year in the U.S. market for Destination Kenya, the ASTA team and the stakeholders in the tourism sector. If you see the trend in the world right now is that we've seen a lot of travel. We've seen new entrants of new travelers around the world over the last 10 years. There's big number of travelers being introduced into the market for the first time in the Far East, in the US and the Eastern Europe countries coming for the first time into the travel scene. And going by that, you actually see that with 5% numbers of travelers coming down to Africa, the question has been, we've shared the same platform with all of the other African countries of a very low arrival compared to any other part of the world. But interestingly, we find ourselves in a very critical stage of our growth in terms of tourism product. We are at a point whereby the safari product is doing well in people's minds, but we've not been able to build it up to the level where we've always known it's capable of getting to. But an interesting fact also is the fact that there is a good number of Americans now who are interested in coming to Kenya.
Well, that is the president of ASTA, and of course ASTA stands for America Society of Travel Agents, and Kenya is set to host a forum in the coming days. We now want to bring in the Cabinet Secretary in charge of tourism, Najib Balala, who joins us from our City Center studios. Good afternoon, CS.
Afternoon, Abby.
Well, of course, a lot of hype now that Kenya is hosting this ASTA forum. Perhaps how significant is it?
Well, the U.S. market has become #1 now as a source market. It has overtaken the United Kingdom, and that's why we take advantage of the ASTA ADE forum so that we can be able to deal with the travel agents who already sell Kenya, but not much more. Now bring them to the country, familiarize them with the product so that they can be able to have a first-hand information about the destination.
Perhaps looking at this particular forum, and of course we've seen UK, US remaining some of the key source markets. What do we expect to achieve out of this forum?
Well, first of all, Europe will always remain our key source market, but now with the extension of the United States and also with new segments of tourism, I can assure you that America is a big market for Kenya. They believe in the conservation and the nature product which we have as an authentic safari, as well as they are very big in cruise lining. And that's why we have invested as a government almost 400 million Kenya shilling to build a terminal in Mombasa to accommodate the cruise liners. So this will boost tourism. The main agenda that we are going to raise within the ASTA forum is first we are committed in conservation, and then also the safari product. And then the new product that we are bringing online is the cruise facilitation that we are now going to be capable by end of this year. So that this combination can be able to add to the product that we have.
Interesting, yes. And perhaps what's your outlook? Of course, being an election year, there's a lot of wait and see, especially in the tourism industry where we normally have long-term outlooks. What's in the horizon for the sector?
Well, so far, nothing has been worrying, but we want to tell both the politicians and the headlines of the media. When we speak bad about our country, when we portray the country negatively, that's bring the fear. I don't think people are worried about elections. Kenya has performed well in the last election, which is 2013, the previous elections, which were referendums that were held on 2010. So these were already success stories. We have been holding elections for the last 5 decades.
Correct.
Only one election was a mishap. I think we need now to collectively erase this perception about worries during the elections. And we believe the new constitution had brought in new institutions to safeguard the election results.
All right. Finally, CS, of course, Kenya has been targeting to increase tourist arrivals with a figure of about 3 million per year, but we aren't even clocking 2 million. What are you doing differently this time around?
Remember, those figures were launched in the figures of 3 million target was launched in 2013 because 2012 was already a 1.8 to 2 million arrivals in the country. So the 3 million was achievable. Then came to 2013, which we were just struck by the incidents of terrorism, and 2014, and now we are back in the drawing board of recovery.
Okay.
2018 June, we should have recovered our challenges and be able to move forward.
Fantastic. Many thanks, Najib Balala, Cabinet Secretary in charge of tourism, just trying to paint for us a picture of what's in the horizon for the tourism sector. He sounds quite optimistic that this year there won't be any hitches in the country. Many thanks.